We've worked with over 5,000 players. That's right, 5,000. I want to tell you the top 10 things that gamers do to make sure they have a great RPG session every single time. My name's Adam Scott for RPG Club. Let's get into it. We've worked with over 5,000 people as professional game masters, and we've seen all types. The best players, the ones that create long-lasting, engaging, supportive environments, have many similar qualities. Now, you don't have to come to the table with all of these qualities, but it's always good to work on these as you start to play. In no particular order, I'm going to give you the top 10 things that players do to make sure they have great sessions every single time. Role-playing games with other people are a social hobby. Your PC, your avatar, needs to be able to work with others so you all can have a great experience together. It's okay to have some flaws, but at the core of that character, they should want to help and work with other people and other players. It's really helpful to know your character and their abilities. Now, you don't have to memorize everything. And as you play more Dungeons & Dragons or whatever system you're into, you're going to learn more about the rules. But it's important to read the relevant sections of whatever rule book you're using so you can come to the table prepared. And do this in between sessions. Don't just stop after session 1. Learn more every single time. When it's someone else's turn in-game, plan your turn broadly. Sure, you might not know exactly what role you're going to make, but think about what you want to do. Do you want to engage with an NPC? Do you want to explore the area? Do you have some kind of combat goal in mind? Have that thought out ahead of time so you can get right to it. Pacing creates great quality games, and when you're prepared, the pace flows. Character backstory. We see so many players that come to the table with pages of backstory. That is not helpful at the table. When you are bringing a backstory, think 4 sentences max. Give your character some trauma, some motivation, and a few quirks. That's it. Keep it simple. Remember, you are on a team. Everyone is there to work together for the same ends, to have a great session. If you have the opportunity in-game to help your fellow players, or to even help out the GM, take the time to do that. It's gonna make a great session happen for everyone. Discuss and respect the boundaries of your fellow players. Now, when I run games, I like to push the envelope to see if players can come to a point where they have to grow both in and out of game. And I always make sure to know their comfort zone. I want to make sure everyone at my table is comfortable as a GM. The same thing goes for you with your fellow players. When you understand who the person is that you're playing with, you can have a much better gaming experience together. When your fellow players need help in the game, see what you can do to help them. That is where the bonds of friendship come from. That is where trust comes from. And it's going to make the session so much better for everyone. It's important to take notes. Now, you don't have to write down everything. However, when the GM is telling you things through an NPC or revealing some lore, it's often important to jot these things down because they're important to the story. Have someone at your table. Often it's important to volunteer to do this. Take notes so your team can be prepared with the information they need when the time comes. This one is very straightforward, but it's one of, if not the most important ones. Show up. Only when you show up can the game happen and can you have a great time. Make the time for the things you enjoy and others will appreciate it. Don't be a rules lawyer. Oftentimes, players will come up with a really cool idea, and a good game master will give them the chance to do that, even if it's not necessarily in the rules. The quickest way to kill a session is to call a timeout and say, hey, wait a second, that's not in the rules. Remember, the whole point of an RPG session is to have a good time. So again, my name's Adam Scott. I really appreciate you being here. If you have enjoyed this video, if you have not subscribed yet, I would love if you could consider subscribing because we're gonna do more content to help you become a better player. And if you're here and you've been here for a while, if you consider dropping a like on this video, that always helps with the YouTube algorithm. I really hope you've enjoyed this video and I look forward to seeing you next time.